Good morning, everybody, and I'll try to keep this brief. Now, everybody here has an ankle, so everybody here is obviously going to be deeply interested in whether or not they're going to injure it. My research is based on looking at how people feel the quality of movement and position of their joints, and how well that helps to protect them from getting injured in them, and how well we perform with our ankles and legs based on that skill. You would assume that if you have poor sensation around your ankles, you're more likely to injure. You'd also assume you'd be less skillful at sport. There is research which says that people who have poor ankle proprioception tend to get injured more often in the future. But that tends to be research which has only been found in people with pre-existing injuries and people who have quite suppressed levels of ankle skill. We haven't got good enough tools to discern big levels of difference or subtle levels of difference in people who are healthy. So in order to be able to protect healthy individuals, we need to improve the tools that we have to use. The measurement you see on your left here is somebody standing on an apparatus where they stand on a platform and tip the platform and then try to tell the difference between different levels and angles of tilt. Doing that in standing means they've got weight on their feet, it means they're loading up their muscles, and it means the joints are in a position that is typical for normal use. However, I'm working on trying to improve the sensitivity of this testing by taking that one step further and having people walk across the foot plate as they actually feel the angle of the tilt. So the machine on the right has a platform that enables people to take a step through over it and then return back to start again and do another one. We've done some research with this already, and we found that people walking do have a greater degree of sensitivity on the test than people standing still, which means that the test should hopefully be useful in more sensitivity. Within that study, we actually compared people who told us they have unstable ankles, and we used a questionnaire that's rated for that, compared those unstable ankles to people with stable ankles. And we found that the people with unstable ankles perform at a lower level of sensitivity in knowing the position of their ankles. We also found that when we did a retest within the session, they actually gain a lot. Whereas people with stable ankles start off good and stay good. So they have a very stable level of performance. This tends to mean that we have two things we can look at. One is that when we're testing people, we need to make sure how much exposure they are getting to the test before we actually start measuring. Testing them early might actually give us a better explanation of their skills than giving them lots of practice. The other thing is, with unstable people, there's some rehab potential there. They can actually start quite early in the piece to gain skills. And you can expose somebody on the moment and see an immediate change, which should help in their rehab. From here on in, we look at trying to prevent injury by doing that. Thank you very much.